protected while driving behind the wheel. Charlene sat down with the folks over at PENDAS Law to see how they say they can help.
The Legal Lowdown is brought to you by the PENDAS Law Firm.
Well, it is a wonderful day. Those carpooling duties are finally over. Your teenager has gotten their driver's license. But before you hand over the keys to the family car, there's some things you want to make sure that you've got in place that you and your child and everybody else on the road is protected. So we have Lou PENDAS, who's the owner of the PENDAS Law Firm, and we have Hayes Mathis, who's the managing attorney here in the Jacksonville office. Thanks for having us here today.
Oh, absolutely. You're always welcome.
So, I mean, it's both a great day and a terrifying day for most parents. You know, you see them put pictures on Facebook, like telling everybody on the roadways to watch out, but that's kind of a serious topic as well.
Very much so. And here's the interesting part. You're so caught up in the moment that a lot of families forget to pick up the phone, call your insurance carrier, and inform them that your teenager just got a license and he's going to be driving under your policy. I mean, ironically enough, I'm a lawyer, and that just happened to me.
Really?
He started to drive, and all of a sudden, my wife and I look at each other. Did you call the insurance company? No, I thought you did. No. So he drove for a week without us reporting it to the insurance company, which can be a very dangerous and costly mistake.
And why is that a dangerous and costly mistake? What could happen if you don't have that new driver on that policy? And are there certain levels of protection that you should also get because maybe of their inexperience on the roadways?
Sure. As Lou stated, when you get the family car and he forgot to put his son on the policy, if you
it's our secret, don't worry, nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
If he owns that vehicle, the parents own that vehicle, and then their new driver is not on the policy, and let's say the worst happens and they cause an accident, well, the parents are liable because they own the car, and they're liable for what the teenager does because they gave them permission to drive the car. So it's key to put them on your policy, even if premiums might go up because you have a new driver on the policy, especially a teenager. But if something happens, it's so key to put them on the policy to protect yourself and your teenager. And if you don't, you could end up in big trouble.
Is this also a time, Lou, that you should really maybe stop, you and your wife, take a look at the policy as a whole and make sure you've got all the best levels of protection?
And let me just go back to something that Hayes just mentioned. Remember, if that teenager gets into an accident and he or she is at fault, all the insurance company is going to do when the victim of that accident calls in to claim is they're going to deny that claim. That doesn't mean that the parents are off the hook. And to clarify, that just means that the money that is paid to that victim is coming out of the parent's pocket. So it could be a very devastating event for that economically.
Oh, yeah.
Because oftentimes they could end up having to pay $100,000 and end up in bankruptcy if they are not able to pay for the damages caused by the teenager. So that gets into the coverage aspect. That's a perfect segue of what you just mentioned. Absolutely. You have to sit down with your agent or call us, and we'll help you review exactly the type of coverage that you have, because it is imperative to have as much coverage as you can afford. Look, I have a huge policy. Why? Because I want to make sure that I don't have what's called any personal exposure in case my teenager goes out, gets into an accident, and he's at fault, and he hurts somebody. I want my policy to make sure that that victim of the accident is paid accordingly. It doesn't come out of my pocket. So it's very important. Now, conversely, let's say another teenager from another family hits you and you're hurt, and that person doesn't have enough coverage, or they forgot to put their teenager on their policy and they just don't have the financial wherewithal to pay for your damages. That's where looking at your policy is unbelievably important, because you need to, and we've done this in past shows, get UM or uninsured motorist coverage. This is probably the least expensive coverage you can have, and probably the most important coverage you can have, because it'll pay for your damages when there's no other recourse available to you.
I think you should underscore that it's probably the least expensive, but the most important.
Most important. It really is, because that is the guaranteed coverage that you will always have available to you when there is no other type of coverage available to pay for your damages.
All right, well, good luck, young drivers out there, but make sure that you do call and make sure that you do put them under your policy. And how's how's the driving skills of your youngster?
So far, fantastic.
Well, good thing. Well,
That's right.
Thank you both so much for having us here in your Jacksonville office. It's right over here on Beach Boulevard, so please come give them a call, check it out. They'll help you walk through the process. They're here for you. Go ahead and visit their website as well. There's a lot of other areas of expertise that they specialize in. It's pendaslaw.com. Or give them a call at 904-800-0000. Again, that's 904-800-0000. Go ahead and put that number in your phone right now. That way, God forbid you ever need it, you know exactly who to call.
We'll be right back. Stick around.
Your story begins the moment you enroll at